the way you see Arewa consultative forum and the northern leaders, the way they complain about marginalization, you'll be wondering, where were they 3 years ago when our late president Buhari packed all the northerners in their juicy positions? Where were you, Arewa? Where were you, northern leaders? Now you are so bothered. All you talk about all the time is marginalization. In less than 3 years, you now no fit stay out of power. Power to you is now we get. No wonder you now no vote for Obi. Because you know they think say that Igbo people go full Obi's cabinet. I see why you now no vote now. Marginalization. And look at Tinubu's appointment. At least the guy still tried. Packed northerners inside. Up till now, they are still shouting, no, he didn't give the juicy one to us. He didn't give us this. He didn't give us that. You know, no see the pie where they go on in Benue play to everywhere. Katsina around you. You know, no talk about that one. Now position. President Tinubu, use your power. The same power you used on we, the poor. The same power you used to remove subsidy. Use this power to restructure Nigeria. Restructuring is a way to go right now. Let each region manage their region. Let them manage their region. Buhari was there 3 years ago. None of them complained that hey, this. With all the northern position you got during Buhari, where that one land us, not the same gallo we did so. Nigeria now restructuring we need in a country where over 80% of our people are making just 250,000 a month, 250,000 that can only buy fuel and lights. That's what they get. No any other money. You are not complaining about that. All you complain about is marginalization. Hey, the Northerns are not happy. The Northerns, you know, no fit stay out of power. Power ti bumoyin, you know, no fit stay out. 4 years, you know, they shake. Marginalization. I beg President Tinubu, restructure Nigeria. That's the best way to go.
Take a random sample or go around the streets in the north, everywhere in the north, Kano, Kaduna, Abuja, everywhere, in fact, across the country. There's a feeling of a lack of gratefulness and that the government of Tinubu is doing to the north. Because, okay, the north can claim that it gave Tinubu 60% of the votes that brought him to power, and that they're seeing quite a lot of things happening that appears to look like Tinubu has now gotten what he wanted from the north, and now the north can jolly well go and jump over a cliff. So, and then Tinubu is also appearing to say, look, I've gotten what I want, and I'm trying to get my 2027 with or without the north. And so for that reason, you know, my policies, economic policies, political policies, and all kinds of things can, you know, the north can go to hell. So now the feeling in the north is that they have been neglected, they have been betrayed by this government, and, you know, and then they also see situations where northern elements have been, you know, threatened, so to speak, and a number of things happening. Do you think the north is justified?
Yeah, to an extent, I will tell you, I'm speaking now as a northerner. The concerns of the northern Nigeria, particularly the less privileged, the ones that really voted, because in every equation there are those that really voted. They voted in the belief that this is also their government. Yes, there is that concern in the northern Nigeria, and they have not seen anything. In fact, to an extent, some people will tell you they are being punished because they went for the Muslim ticket. And with the complaints of some people who also went to the United States and reported the country on a cases of genocide against the Christians,
alleged
genocide that led to the labeling of the country as a country of particular concern, which is now directly affecting the leadership of the northern Nigeria, from the traditional institution to some of our elites, and then even destabilizing the region, because any region that is on a standby of what will happen next in the security-wise is not safe for anything. It's not a safe corridor. Nobody will come there for investment. Nobody will go about doing their market activities. So the entire region. So that's that concern of the northern Nigeria that will be left alone. To an extent, I would say, is justified, because they expected appointments, but even at that, to be fair to the government, if not for the light changes we saw happen between Badaru and CG Musa, who is also a northerner. But if you look at the core north, the majority of the votes from the northern Nigeria came from the Muslims that voted the president, 60-something
and that votes. Is where the complaints are coming.
And I'm coming. And yes, there was a thick line that was drawn in 2023, where we saw in the northern Nigeria, it was a complete block vote from the Muslim, and there was another block vote from the Christian. That thick line has really introduced something new into our democratic space, and is not really spelling good for the region now. And that has gradually given room for this issue we are facing now today in the north, which is this case of alleged genocide on the Christians, because arguments here and there, and anybody justifiably that would tell you he's a northerner or has really lived in the north and know it to in depth will tell you the killings has nothing to do with religion. And in fact, on every sincerity, people that are killed the most are Muslims. So this issue of there's a genocide against the Christians, where is it coming from? But I will tell you, like we are talking about politics, there is a new equation we are seeing emerging politically, and that equation is either dismantling the northern bloc, because from 1999 the direction we take together in the north usually has nothing to do with religion. We come as a bloc. But now the introduction of these Christian votes that came in bloc in support of the Labour Party in 2023 has really changed the equation. So could it be that my party is looking towards the same equation, and that is why there is a total consolidation of power in the south, because power must remain in the south, and that led to the defections, so that the Christians will give their vote, the southern states will entirely give their vote, and the president will come back for a second time? Could that be the reason? If yes, and he's going to work for the party, but the president will emerge and do something and work as a president for Nigerians.
Yeah, but I want to refer you to developments within your APC and the government. Not too long ago, there were moves, clear moves, to remove, or rather to change the vice president, with whom the votes, I mean the Muslim votes were cast for the president, and there were insinuations that the vice president was going to be changed with a Christian, Christian candidate or Christian figure, to sort of balance up, because the Muslim ticket at some point became so uncomfortable, unbearable. Now they're saying, okay, look, vice president, we are going to have to give way to somebody from the Christian part of the north. And there are also speculations that also some of the governors from the northwest and northeast, and possibly some people from the northwest or Muslim community in the north, somebody was going to be fingered for that. And eventually, of course, you know what happened in Gombe, and that but there are still indications that is would be the case.
I doubt. I doubt if the president will change his vice president, because what would have ordinarily lead to the removal of the vice president, first of all, should should be defined by his competence and loyalty. And from when they were sworn into office to date, the president is proud of his vice president. In fact,
so proud that when he travels abroad, he doesn't hand over power to him?
No, what I'm saying is at a point he even gave, he expresses his total confidence on the vice president.
No, what I'm saying is,
the issue of not handing over power, that I cannot speak. I don't know what really happened.
Yeah, because if you look at what happened during Buhari, every time he's going out, he transmits power to the vice president.
Yes.
As the constitution,
yes,
as legal status, you know, in the, I mean,
as enshrined.
Enshrined.
Yes.
But in the case of Tinubu, we've seen him go out of the country for 2 weeks, sometimes more than that. That is enough threshold to say, look, I'm going for this.
I wouldn't want to look at it this way, because the president has expressed confidence on his vice president, and then secondly, the insinuation that he would change him, I think to a large extent, I will tell you, if I am to give my vote on this, I will put it around 30-35%, because democracy is about number. The president wouldn't want to risk offending that bloc vote that voted him. Part of the reason he got that vote was not because he was Tinubu, was because Kashim Shettima was his VP.
From the information available to us, it's like most of the national budget is now tilting to one direction in this country. Yesterday I was to come by air. Unfortunately, my air line decided to shift our takeoff from 3 to 8 p.m. I had to come by road. From Abuja to Kaduna to Kano was a hell, terrible, very bad road. And this is the road that was started many years ago, right from the beginning of the leadership of the APC. Now we are told that there is road now from the south to east. Let me say at this point that we support infrastructure anywhere in this country. In fact, I was telling myself that I wished that road was done before 2023 election, because I was the only aspirant or candidate who traveled to all nooks and corners across this country. I would have used that road. So we support roads everywhere, and any other thing that is good for the people, especially for the masses. But a situation where government is taking our resources and dumping it in what part of the country, and other parts of the country are left just like that, I don't believe that is the right thing to do by the government itself. And this is the time for the government to change, to convince our people that the government is not just on one side of the country.
There are those who are angry with the appointment. There are those who are saying, of course, maybe. There are those who are not really doing their jobs. There are those who are, I mean, that is a problem, isn't it?
No, but it's of our problems are envy.
Envy?
Yes.
Like what? What do you mean?
I will let you know now, and it is the problem in this country. It's the biggest problem in the northern Nigeria. Envy is the problem.
Who is being? Who are they envy?
If one of them is appointed and they are not appointed, they try to get things against him and cook all sorts of lies and put it out in air. In fact, people call for people's sack in the public offices. Why? Because and these are people from the same party sometimes. From our own party, it's dog eat dog. Look at what happened with Matawalli. He was being directed by the president to go to Kebbi and recover those 24 pupils of that secondary school that were kidnapped. Within 3-4 days, he recovered them unharmed. They were interviewed and nobody said, none of them said they were touched or done anything bad. And even the bandits recorded them. they were brought back home with the help of the coordination of the NSA, brought back home safely. When I called him to congratulate him, I told him, get ready. You're going to be the punching bag.
Why? Why do you think it was going to be?
Everybody that is targeting the president today will be targeting either the NSA or Matoli. That is it. It's envy, Shehu. Look at what happened in the last 4, 5, 6 days on Matoli. I told him this.
Those who are asking him to be removed,
yes.
Those who are saying he's not the right candidate.
Yes. It has shown that he is one person that the president will send and he will deliver. So let's remove him so that we make the president porous. And now we'll have something to criticize the president and the government next year. That is it. I have never seen a situation whereby somebody was sent for a job, he delivered, and such a criticism comes up.
So all of this is politics from your own point of view.
Absolutely.
What is going on in your party? Why is this envy? Is Tinubu the main target? Is Tinubu the main? Does it look like some elements in the northern Nigeria don't want Tinubu in office in 2027? Is that what is playing?
Oh, absolutely. A Yoruba man is being president and is doing very well things that a northern president has never done. Everybody cried out since 1999 or before then on subsidy. Nobody had the guts to remove it until Tinubu came. That alone spiked a lot of northern.
If you talk about national politics in Zamfara, even your own state, Kano, is not an exception.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there is any state in Nigeria where the APC is more divided than Kano.
Like Kano, yeah.
And that's a disaster
for
the party.
They have like 5 different homes in Kano. Yes.
So Ganduje is not holding sway any longer?
Absolutely not. He's trying to, he's struggling to recently, but the person that should have been the leader has failed.
Who is the leader?
The person that has the highest office in Kano is Deputy Senate President Barrow. He's supposed to have become the leader, but he has messed himself. So we will not win Kano with APC.
Who exactly is stopping Kwankwaso from crossing to the APC? Because who are them?
The members of the APC divided into 4 houses. So, but two things, Shehu, if we want to win Kano, and I'm saying this authoritatively, I'm from Kano. If we want to win Kano, it's either we bring back Kwankwaso or we negotiate with him. We must do alliance with Kwankwaso to win the presidency, to win the votes for the president in Kano.
Does the president know this?
He should know. He's a politician. And he knows Kwankwaso.
So Kwankwaso is a major factor.
Absolutely. You can't take that away from him.
I wish President Tinubu will not run again in 2027.
Why?
I think that first he said his ambition was to be president. He had been president. So he has satisfied that ambition. He said, Emilio, come. I think that's
my turn.
Yes, it's his turn. And he has had his turn. He's been president for 4 years. If, inshallah, he gets to 2027. But I don't think he's run this country well. The Tinubu we used to know, the Tinubu who had all this hunger, who had all this fantastic intelligence for scheming, just hasn't shown that Tinubu. There isn't that fire. There isn't that sense of I must fix this. He's run an economy, not a country. He's running figures. Every day you hear we are saving more money, we are doing this. And today I saw his statement. One of the strongest statements released from Vice President Atiku Abubakar's office, making some really profound allegations against the manner in which funds meant for security of pipelines are missing. You should read that. It really is mind-boggling. Yeah. And I hope the president's people would see that, sit down, read it, and respond to that. Because Nigerians will read that.
If you say that the president should not run in 2027, who should he yield the floor to?
He should find someone within his party, a younger person, a healthier person, and within his party, a younger person, a healthier person, a more focused person, and make him his candidate. He can. If he can run this government, get all these people out of the PDP to come and join him, he's amassed every power that he needs, but he's not running the country.
Politically speaking, is that plausible? Would you do the same if you were in his shoes?
Yes. If I don't have the physical capacity, the mental capacity, or
does
the
it look like it doesn't?
Well, look, the last 2 months, or at least let's go back to since this Trump thing, I didn't see a president who should respond to an emergency or a challenge in this manner, with this manner and the spirit that he should. I didn't see it. And it's not just on this issue. The truth is that Nigeria has deteriorated so badly that we cannot continue to run things as if they're normal.
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. Honestly, I'm getting tired and fed up with these northern theorics of always complaining about marginalization because they are no longer in government. These people literally marginalized the South during their time in government. Under Buhari's regime, the South were crying for appointment. The South were hugely marginalized, but nobody said anything. Everything were tilted towards the North under Buhari's administration. But the South never cried out. They never said anything. They waited patiently for their turn. And now things have turned around. It's not like these guys are literally being marginalized the way Buhari did to the South. However, these people are crying and like they are fighting tooth and nail to do everything to ensure that Tinubu doesn't come back in 2027. Of course, I don't support President Tinubu on some of his policies, and I never voted for him. In as much as some of the things he's doing are okay, I feel like what the North are doing in terms of always trying to play the victim card anytime their person is not in power is becoming annoying, and we should not let it continue to slide or go normal, because if this continues, it will create this impression that they have they've invested more in Nigeria than the South, or they have more authority over Nigeria, or they have more control over Nigeria than the South. The country belongs to everybody and is not meant for one particular region alone. So the North is not the custodian of Nigeria and should not tell the South how to run the government or their administration. If, of course, they are complaining and they are saying that we are being marginalized, they should wait for 2027 so that they can do whatever they want to do, instead of saying all these sort of things and trying to place propaganda and trying to cause division and trying to cause all sort of stuff, going to the media to blackmail the current administration over what they term marginalization of the North. It's not making any sense at all, and it's becoming annoying, to be honest. So of course, it's time for the South to unite, and we should not even be talking about this at this point. And this is the reason why most times I said regional government is the best thing in the interest of this country, because the country's unity is already polarized and we don't have love for each other again. Everybody comes to the table, comes to unity just to see what they can benefit and not what to make the country go forward or what will make the country progress. These guys literally ganged up against the Southeasterners and they said they won't provide any president. These guys have not been complaining, and that's the reason why they are complaining for their own country and all of that. Understand? They've not said anything or raised any insurrection against the government or go to the media to go blackmail or say all sort of stuff. But of course, they are saying it. There's subtly saying it to say that okay, I've been marginalized and I've not been allowed to be the president, which is genuine, because since 1999 or since the return of democracy, these guys have not ruled, and it's as if the North are crying more than the Southeasterners that are supposed to be crying and all of that. Understand? So the North should calm down and they should not think that Nigeria belongs to them or feel they are the all almighty because they feel like they voted for President Tinubu more than every other region. Of course, the North Central is there, the Middle Belt is there. If the vote of the Middle Belt is taken away from the North, I don't think the North can have that guts or effrontery to boast that okay, they produce the bulk of votes and all of that like they are currently doing. And from the look of things, the Middle Belt are not together with the North again, because these guys are on their own now, because they know the theorics and the game of these core Northerners, always trying to use them to beef up their numbers when it comes to negotiating for projects or for negotiating for power. But when it comes to like appointment, you see that these guys are sidelined. If not under this administration, I don't don't see any administration, if not for southern government. They don't even consider these middle belters at all. But this administration had considered them. So of course, this is going to play a very big role, a huge role for Tinubu's re-election as well. If of course every odd is going to, if of course Tinubu stand a chance to win. That's my opinion on this. So the main thing I'm saying now is that they not to go and sit down and wait for their turn. You understand? And if at all there's going to be anything like election, or Nigeria is still going to continue with this system of government before 2027. This is my opinion. Can you drop what you think about this in the comment section? And if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel.